breaking news. The Lakers, they made history today, and they didn't even play.
On June 18, 2025, the Buss family agreed to sell majority ownership of the Los Angeles Lakers to billionaire Mark Walter, valuing the franchise at $10 billion. But behind the sale of the NBA's crown jewel were years of Buss sibling chaos. The Buss era began in 1979 when Jerry Buss bought the Lakers and built an empire. Showtime in the 1980s and Shaq and Kobe in the 2000s. 10 championships, 32 playoff appearances in 34 years. Buss ran the Lakers as a family business. All 6 children, Johnny, Jim, Jeanie, Janie, Joey, and Jesse, held roles, and his dream was that it would stay that way. But before Buss died in 2013, he voiced his fear. The team could tear his kids apart. Johnny Buss recalled his father asking whether they should sell early to avoid, quote, a lot of infighting. 31 years separated the oldest sibling from the youngest. 4 had one mother, 2 had another. But the family trust gave each equal ownership, and they chose to keep the team. Jeanie was put in charge.
I will do whatever I can to ensure the success of Laker basketball, whatever it takes.
But their father's warnings proved true. Since Jerry's death, division and dysfunction defined the franchise. In 2017, Jeanie fired her brother Jim as president of basketball operations. Jim and Johnny then explored a legal move to challenge her authority. Jeanie responded with a lawsuit and a restraining order and won. The Lakers declined to comment for this story, but team insiders say Jeanie changed over the years, increasingly consumed with defending her leadership. Sources say she also grew frustrated with LeBron James, his ego, his agency Clutch Sports' influence, and what she viewed as a lack of gratitude after the team drafted his son Bronny in 2024. Those sources say Jeanie even weighed skipping LeBron's contract extension and trading him. By 2024, her youngest brothers, Joey and Jesse, wondered if Jeanie might sell. They hatched a plan to keep the Lakers, one they believed honored their father's wishes. But in 2025, Jeanie told her siblings of Walter's offer, a deal that would net each of them nearly $500 million after taxes. And people in Jeanie's inner circle, sources say, stood to make millions in bonuses. The deal closed in late October. Weeks later, Jeanie fired her siblings and remained the team's governor. Now, the Lakers move forward under new majority ownership, but the family remains fractured. As Jeanie Buss told ESPN, I don't think my dad would be happy with the way things just went down. Not at all.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Antoine here, and welcome back! We're back with another video on the channel. In today's video, we're back with another random talk video on the channel. In today's video, we're going to randomly talk about this subject that just happened like a day ago that I just found out about. And of course, we're going to be talking about, it's of course about the evolves around Jeanie Buss and LeBron James. Basically the whole the NBA, you know, the basketball NBA, you know, news and everything that just happened. I found out about this a couple of days ago. I figured when I talk about the NBA, you know, thing, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously the last time I talked about it, there was a little bit of scandal going on, you know, a little scandal stuff that's going on, you know, allegedly, you know what I'm saying, between Kawhi and Steve Ballmer and the whole entire fucking organization when it comes to the inspired BS that I talked about last time I talked about the whole entire NBA related news. I figured why not talk about this one particularly because I feel like this one just came out of nowhere by a report came from Baxter. What's the report name? Hold on, I need to go Google this shit again. Hold on a second. It came from this reporter named What's his fucking name, man? Hold on, I need to load my phone up. Baxter Holmes. So yeah, Baxter Holmes made the report in the ESPN app on a news NBA news site on the ESPN app. And I figured, why not talk about it, give my few thoughts, opinions about the whole entire thing. Yes, when it comes to Jeanie Buss and LeBron involves around the Lakers and everything, from everything else, from how the Buss family got become ownership all the way to what's been going on between LeBron and Jeanie Buss as usual, what happened over the recent years and how things go from a bad relationship from the start and all this other type of stuff. We're going to talk about all of that. So it's going to be another random talk video. It's going to be another long random talk video I'm going to be talking about. It's going to be a podcast as usual. So sit back, enjoy, and obviously let's talk about this. If you know what I'm saying, but I'm gonna run down everything by detail, and give as much information as much I can. I will link the news article about this down below in the description down below, so y'all can go watch that or read it for yourself and see what's going on if you're interested in the article. Otherwise, you're gonna see me yapping and talking and as usual, and give you my takes on the whole entire situation as usual. And I figured why not talk about it. So without further ado, let's talk about this whole entire situation about something like a tension between Jeanie Buss and LeBron James and everything that's going on. But let's talk about the beginning. So y'all saw the clip of the whole entire Jeanie Buss family and how they own, the ownership of the Lakers. The Jeanie Buss, obviously the Buss family, they owned the ownership from the Lakers ownership from 1979 until like recently 2025. So they own this the Lakers organization, the Los Angeles Lakers, organization for over like three to four decades or something like that shit. So they have been, well, 3 to 4 decades, like 30 plus years or something like that shit. So they own the Lakers, organization for so long and so many years. They talk about all the great things, how when Jerry Buss, who's the father of Jeanie Buss. Of course, obviously the Jeanie Buss is the white woman on the right side. Of course, LeBron's on the left side. You already know if you know if you know what I'm talking about. But besides that, though, obviously Jerry Buss owned the Lakers back in 1979, during the time when the Lakers would kind of need to a revamp after the whole entire the Wilt Chamberlain / Jerry West era with Elgin Baylor era and all that kind of ended. So you need like a reset button and all this type of stuff to figure out what they need to do to bring the Los Angeles Lakers back to relevancy. And this is where Jerry Buss comes in. He comes in at 1979 owning the majority ownership of the Lakers, all of the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't know how much money he gave, how much money he owned that the ownership of the Lakers or whatever. I don't know that, but I do know is that he did ownership of the Lakers back in 1979, and then became a powerhouse in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously the late 90s with Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and the early 2000s they started to dominate the league too as well, being a contenders over the years as usual and everything else, right? However, around 2013, Jerry Buss, who was the owner of the Lakers, passed away. Obviously, that whole debacle happened, and it kind of, the Buss family had to discuss whether they want to sell the team now that their father passed away. Mind you, Jerry Buss also has 6 kids too as well, and obviously. Yes, he has 6 kids and everything, and obviously the 6 of his kids are debating if they want to sell the team or not back in 2013. So they kind of had a little bit of thinking, and of course Jeanie Buss said no, she don't want to sell the team. She want to keep the team to honor her legacy for her father, which is understandable. But however, if you notice that before Jerry Buss passed away around 2013, he said his biggest fear was that his family, after he passed, will own the team basically after he's gone, and it will be one of the biggest mistake that's ever going to happen, and it can kill the family or it can infuriate the family even more, meaning it can berate the family, make the family all separated, toxic, all this other type of stuff. Before Jerry Buss passed away, he was afraid, like I said, that all of this, if the family decided to continue owning the Los Angeles Lakers, it could get real bad. He said this before he passed away around 2013. And when, he's absolutely right, and y'all saw the clip right there, it went to absolute shit. Like this family, ever since Jerry Buss passed away, this family was so dysfunctional. Like it was beyond impossible. Like it was really really bad. Like the ownership of the Lakers was not doing was wishy washy. Wasn't doing too great. And of course, who was the owner after when Jerry Buss died? Well, Jeanie Buss died. One of Jerry West Jerry West one of Jerry Buss's daughters, Jeanie Buss, became a majority owner of the Los Angeles Lakers. He wanted to keep. She wanted to. Basically, she wanted to keep the legacy of her father, Jerry West, alive by owning, the Los Angeles Lakers. Which, in her perspective, I do understand why she want to do that because she want to honor her father, which is cool and all. But just like your father said before he passed away, he knew that this would be really, really bad and it will really dysfunction the family and separate apart and become shit all shit. And guess what? Jerry Buss was right. And next thing you know, it became shit. And Jeanie Buss couldn't control the family and things went to bad. Now, how bad could it possibly be? Well, obviously, with the Buss family still owning, the Los Angeles Lakers, mostly Jeanie Buss owning Los Angeles Lakers, she basically gets most of the pie, most of the money. Well, some get some of the money, some gets all the money. You know what I mean? So basically, if you're an owner of any team or any organization, you get the most money back than anybody else that's in your family, more than anybody else. So obviously, basically, the corruption was the money, of course, from the family, and it got so bad, to the point where Jeanie Buss ended up, firing her brother, who was the basketball operation of the Los Angeles Lakers, and it kind of defunctioned everything, and to a point where there were lawsuits, filed restraining orders. At one point, Jeanie Buss, when it was like a private phone call, whatever, or a phone call meeting, whatever, she told Jesse, which I think that's like her other brother, like her half brother, I believe. And during that call, she ended up, saying some very harsh words to her half brother, let's just say at least. And then she said that, and I quote, "I really wish you were never born." I'm not joking. She said this. Let me show you it. So in the article, the Maxwell Holmes article, of course, it says right here that there was some dispute that happened between obviously Jesse and Jeanie during a private phone call as usual. Had three people like that was involved in it, and she said you should never have been born. Like this family ever since after Jerry Buss passed away back in 2013, this family has been nothing more than dysfunctional of shitness, of all shitness. It was getting really, really, really bad. I mean, granted, they're trying to do this for their father to keep the Buss family alive. But there's a reason why certain owners, and not just Jerry Buss, but there's certain owners that's in the sports league or any owners, why they were never past like if they are passed away, they were never pass it to their like to their family to own the company that they own because things can get really bad. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why some people who own different companies or whatever they own, they never pass it down to the family because they don't want things to get bad. They just want to take the money and just go and spend and do and spend your life, saying go do something else, saying, other than to own things. But Jeanie wanted to own this Los Angeles Lakers and to honor her father, and all the Buss family, which is like the six kids, all agreed to do this shit, and they did it. And well, it was bad from the start, and she talked about she promises she was going to make, Los Angeles Lakers the best thing ever, which it became the opposite because ever since she became owner, the Los Angeles Lakers became shitty. And then LeBron James comes in, which we'll get into that one later on, and it changed everything for the better when LeBron James came in there because at least they won a ring in 2020 and all that, even though some people call it a bubble ring, whatever they're called, but at least they won a ring, right? So everything was going so great, but still behind closed doors, the family was falling apart with the lawsuits between one and the other and the whole restraining orders and everything that was going on in the backside. It was just terrible on terrible. It was shit on shit with this family. It was just bad. And just like I said, Jerry Buss, the father of Jeanie Buss, and her and his other five other kids too as well. Obviously he said this. He said that I was afraid that I'm afraid that my family's gonna own this whole thing and it's gonna infuriate the whole family. It's gonna separate the whole thing apart. And he was not wrong. It shit really went downhill from the moment he passed away. They were all torn apart. They they were even thinking that maybe Jeanie was gonna sell this team on her own thing, on her own accord without telling anybody. And eventually she did what she did. So that explains why last year in 2025 she sold the team to the white owner. I forgot who was the new owner of Los Angeles Lakers. He got the majority on the ownership and everything else. And yeah, that's pretty crazy, right? So obviously she sold the team. Obviously she could handle it, whatever and all this. And shit really went bad. So she sold all the majority of the team. And while doing so, while she sold the team to the white dude, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You would think that everything would just be like, okay, so at least they're solved and everything go all according to plan and everything just be fine, right? Well, let's just say, well, after she sold the team, and this is gonna shock you guys, right? After she sold the team, she still became the governor of the Los Angeles Lakers, like the whole entire governor, like the operation of Los Angeles Lakers. So she sold the team, and she still have some of the team, bargaining chips. Like she still have some little bit minor ownership of the team, and she became the governor of the Los Angeles Lakers, whatever the fuck it is. And while she did all that, while she was selling the team to the white man and become the owner of the whole entire well, not owner, but like she become like the governor of the Los Angeles Lakers, she fired her whole entire family after she sold the team. Listen, I swear to right hand to God, I really wish that it was a joke, and I say all these things I meant when I say it. She literally fired every single family member that was part of the Los Angeles Lakers off that team after she sold the team because she became the governor of the team, and she fired everybody off the fucking team, off the whole entire team after she became after like literally after she sold the damn team. She became the governor of the Los Angeles Lakers and literally fired everyone on her own family member off the team. And it's no surprise to me because she done this before. She fired her brother, one of her brothers that was the basketball operation of Los Angeles Lakers, fired her off the whole entire team, which caused the whole entire restraining order, lawsuits, and everything that's going on. Like it was always dysfunctional from the moment she became owner, and now she gave it to a white dude, and then everything goes, I guess, back to normal. Well, I mean, at least I thought it would go back to normal. Am I right? Well, I mean, I wish I was right. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, after this whole entire debacle of the whole entire, the Bus family, how they go from great to now shit. Um, they turned their attentions to LeBron James in this article, saying according to Baxter, so Baxter Malcolm, or what I'm saying, Baxter Malcolm, of course. And this is where most of the people in the community, of the basketball NBA community, have been talking about is this situation right here. And according to Baxter Mahomes, and I quote. And the team source told ESPN she even began turned against the Lakers star player LeBron James. Jeanie privately grumbled. People close to the team says about what she felt was LeBron James' outside ego and and the controlled, and he and Clutch Sports, which represents both James and Anthony Davis, exert over the organization at times. So basically, what I'm looking at here right now is basically Jeanie Buss, who was the owner at the time, privately had this, had privately did not like LeBron of how he handled things while he was there with the whole entire situation, to try to get, when he went to Los Angeles Lakers. Ever since LeBron James and came to Los Angeles Lakers, there was a lot of issues that was going on with the Los Angeles Lakers and everything else was going on. I mean, Magic Johnson stepping down as the president of the fucking Los Angeles Lakers because obviously Rob Pelinka, how he was calling him like a piece of shit, whatever, on ESPN, on first take of ESPN, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously he couldn't get things his way, and he knew straight up this organization was fucked from the start, and the reason why he's left mainly because of Rob Pelinka, because of his little not getting Luke Walton fired after this whole entire debacle of a terrible ass season. But I digress though. So that, and then meanwhile that happened, you got LeBron James being here, and then him and Rich Paul. I'm saying allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, but allegedly, of course, well, he probably actually did. Fuck it. I'm not gonna say allegedly. Well, basically, in this situation, him and LeBron James and Clutch Sports, which is Rich Paul, his best friend, his agent, decide to go get Anthony Davis from the New Orleans Pelicans. Keep this in mind. Anthony Davis did not ask for a trade. He demanded a trade, but out of nowhere to tell the organization to demand a trade. Not only told the organization to demand him a trade to get out of New Orleans Pelicans, but also he told him to get him to where he could go to Los Angeles Lakers. And guess what happened? Went to Los Angeles Lakers. Because you know why? Who else is there in Los Angeles Lakers, you may ask? LeBron James. And with this situation going on, Jeanie basically felt so not so happy about how LeBron James have this amount of ego and covert control over, that he has over not only the Lakers, but also Clutch Sport trying to go get certain players on their team, whatever, to fit their agenda, to make them very pleasantly happen. You know what I'm saying? She felt so discomfort that LeBron is taking control with the agent, Rich Paul and the Clutch Sports shit that try to get people to represent LeBron James and be on his team, like Anthony Davis and of course Russell Westbrook, and then getting other certain key pieces on the team to get this team. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, we all knew about this whole Anthony Davis saga stuff, but then also the Russell Westbrook saga shit. It was all shit of shit though. But I believe she specifically was talking about in this article right here, this line right here, paragraph right here, that when LeBron James comes in his organization, he gets whatever he wants, and the people who like the GM, like Rob Pelinka, all the other GMs oblige to his what he wants and then get what he wants. I mean, it's been going on way before he was even a Laker. Like there's so many evidence that wherever LeBron James and Clutch Sports gets involved in the organization, they get what they fucking want. They got Anthony Davis, they got Russell Westbrook, they even got fucking goddamn Luka Doncic over. So it's like, what the fuck are we even doing here? And then of course, you remember that long time ago back in Cleveland where he traded almost half all this other teammates, in the fucking during the season when they was like actually doing pretty good. It got Dwayne Wade up out of here. He traded a lot of players to get over here. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy. And then he fired David Blatt, you know what I'm saying, who actually was a good coach, to get Ty Lue to come over. Like it was so there's so many evidence, there's so many things that LeBron Clutch Sport has done that really got many people thinking that he has control of this team. Hell, it got to the point where if you're on LeBron's team, you fuck up, you're more likely to get traded. Don't believe me? Ask Anthony Davis, because he got injured all the time and it's fuck up his team. And then they brought in Luka Doncic, so it's like fantastic. Whoop-de-doo. So it's like, okay, whatever. So that's that, right? So looking at this another piece of paragraph, writing right here, it says right here, she also said that she did not like that that James was considered as a savior for the Foundry franchise when he arrived in 2018, and that it was he who chose the Lakers rather than the team's leadership receiving praise for landing him. Team sources have been adamant for years that James Kemp informed the Lakers as early as 2017 that he was coming to join the Lakers when he became a free agent the following year. So basically, I don't know if this is tampering. I don't know if it's tampering. Y'all let me know in the comment section down below if it's tampering or not. So basically, before he even pull a jersey of being a Laker. You know what I'm saying? He was already thinking about being a Laker as early as 2017 when the offseason came around. So he was already considered being a Laker after he lost the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant when he got swept. So basically, he was already considered leaving the Lakers from then on. Like he was already like him and his camp was already informing the Lakers ahead of time that he was already about to leave the Lakers. Like he's about to join, not lead the Lakers. He was about to lead Cleveland Cavaliers, right? He was going to join the Lakers as soon as possible after this. So if his camp, James Camp, telling the Lakers that he's going to join the Lakers, so don't worry about that, guys. I don't know, man. I don't know if this is some sort of tampering shit. I don't know, man. Y'all let me know. But it's crazy looking back at this that the camp was forming the Lakers before he even put on a jersey as a Laker that or even announced he was going to be in a Laker or whatever that he was going to be a Laker. I mean, eventually he was going to be a Laker. Eventually he was going to be a Laker, so it didn't matter. But that's crazy though. But she didn't like the fact that also Jeanie Buss didn't like the fact that LeBron was getting all the credit because he was the chosen one. He was the reason to bring him Anthony Davis in this 2020 championship and all type of stuff. Now, granted, LeBron did have. Let's be real here. LeBron did have pull some strings. Him and Rich Paul did pull some strings to get Anthony Davis to come over to the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? They told him to sit out, demand trade, sit out, saying to risk them injuries, tell him not the other team go to the Lakers and all this. It's been proven to here and there. Like Rich Paul is one of the most powerful agents in the world, because he can put the narrative and all this other shit he could do. He got so many people on his team and all that. Like Rich Paul is a very interesting individual that I do not like and hate because his narrative, him sucking up LeBron, is beyond pathetic, if you ask me. But that's not here, it's not there. So obviously, with this, of course, it explains why this whole thing happened. You know what I'm saying? Why she kind of felt some type of way because she felt like she didn't get the credit, and LeBron James got all the credit because he considered um, got LeBron James, got Anthony Davis and all that, the championships ring. But if we're really being honest, though, let's be real here, man. And I'm not trying to hate on LeBron or anything, whatever, but let's be real here. The reason why they won the championship in the first place is because of my boy Anthony Davis, my favorite player right now. Yes, I know y'all gonna roast me and whatever and all that, but the reason why, let's be real, that 2020 bubble would not happen, would not like the Lakers would not win that 2020 championship if it wasn't for Anthony Davis. Like, let's be real. Anthony Davis was balling his ass out. He was stopping Jokic. He was being that defensive anchor that was showing the fuck up in the finals. And don't get me wrong, LeBron played his part too as well. But let's not act like that they need a defense or whatever to help out with LeBron. And Anthony Davis became that big defense. So come on now, like. Let's be real here. If it wasn't for Anthony Davis, that team, that Duckets team, would have been the one to win that fucking championship instead of LeBron. So instead of the Lakers. So come on now, let's be real here, man. It was all Anthony Davis that was the reason why they won the championship in the first place. Yeah, LeBron played his part, but Anthony Davis played a majority of the part. That's why I wanted Anthony Davis to win that Finals MVP. But because LeBron averaged a triple double, he got the finals. He got the finals. You know what I'm saying? He deserved it. You know what I'm saying? He deserved it because he did pretty good. But let's not act like let's not read the room here. Let's not act like Anthony Davis not a majority, like 90% a part of why they won the whole thing. Come on now. Let's be real. Come on now. He was in his bag. So that's not the whole point though. But yeah, she didn't like the whole thing of the credits that LeBron be getting and all this. So we got on that one. And then, of course, we got this one right here. It says another article right here. It says, well, not article, another paragraph. It says right here, and I quote, it says, what they did know was Cleveland had explored trading Kyrie in June, long before he was asked out. And confidentially, when the word of his demanded leaks, Kyrie made a decision to remain silent while the details of his quest were, in his word, distorted. I didn't feel the need to say anything because I knew the truth, and so did they. He said, so it didn't matter what the other said. Still, for a split second, Kyrie whines as through someone has pricked him with a pen. They didn't want me. They didn't want me there. He said. So basically, according to, uh, you know, uh, Baxter, Malcolm, basically said that basically this trade that happened with Kyrie back in 2017, I believe so. It was back in 2017 before like the 2018, 28 like 17-18 season started around June. Kyrie was thinking about basically leaving Cleveland, demanding that trade, or otherwise he was going to get like that knee surgery to sell for the remainder of the season. That's why he demanded that trade. And I originally thought that the reason why he did this because he wanted his own team, he wanted to get away from LeBron, and that's pretty much it. And he sat there on First Take, you know what I'm saying? But now we get more details and more of this, and then basically what I'm seeing right here, basically to put it short, the reason why Kyrie was also asking for the trade or demanding a trade was because he was more likely going to get traded. So basically, he was on the verge of getting out regardless. So he had to so he had to really have to demand it immediately to get what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? Get out before Cleveland trade him. So I'm like, wait a second, what? I get it that he wanted to move, like get out and I get he wanted to demand trade to get his own team and get away from LeBron and all that. That's what I thought at first, and I still think about that to this day. But now I'm hearing that the reason, or basically, there's another reason for why Kyrie demanded trade was he wanted to leave because he was going to basically get traded. So it's like Kyrie was like basically said that either I demand trade or I'm going to get traded immediately, regardless I'm gone. So it's like they really want this dude to be gone, so they was going to trade his ass regardless. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, well, that's crazy. And what does that have to do with LeBron, though? Well, like I said before, I said again, LeBron is known for getting wherever he wants on specific players that he wants. It's been proven, you know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so that's that. We move on to the 2021 of July of 2021. The distance between Jeanie and James winded after the Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook in July of 2021. People close to the team said the team made a trade in an effort to appease James, but acquaintance backfired in the catastrophic faction when the Lakers went, 33-49, missed the playoffs, and James seemed to wash his hands of the role in the acquisition, which I believe that 100%. Basically, around July 2021, basically they traded for Russell Westbrook. We all know that, blah blah blah, whatever. To basically to appease, LeBron James. And how we know this, Rob Pelinka was told by LeBron and Anthony Davis too to convince them both to go and have let's go or meet and have a Russell Westbrook, have a talk and get Russell Westbrook here, right? To on the team. And they ended up giving Russell Westbrook on the team and traded for him. And LeBron was like the main push to get the Russell Westbrook trade. We all know this shit, right? If you are a LeBron James fan, bisexual, Laker fan, or an NBA fan, we knew straight up that this was going to happen regardless. This was going to happen. We know straight up that he was going to trade for get that Russell Westbrook trade and everything else. And we all know how that goes. Yeah, you were 33-49. They missed the playoffs. And by the time they were not even close to getting to the play-in, LeBron set out and not played the season and whatever. And Anthony Davis was hurt as usual. So the team was already was basically fucked at this point. So it's like, wow. And the crazy part about this whole entire situation, I remember, they didn't need Russell Westbrook for real. They had the defense, right? They need some shooters. They could have got Buddy Hield for it, but they didn't want to go for Buddy Hield because apparently, if they would have went for Buddy Hield at that time, they would have to give up their first draft picks and everything else. Well, when that Russell Westbrook trade came in, they eventually gave up a first draft pick. So it's like you kind of went for the wrong dude, and then you tell Russell Westbrook to go be a spot-up shooter, which he's not a shooter. This is not his game. So you went out to get a point guard who can't shoot, who is a very passive person. Well, and also he could be aggressive to making layups and dunking and all this, but at this point in time, Russell Westbrook, game has dialed down completely. He's not the same way he used to be back at OKC or the Houston Rockets. So he was completely fucked up, all fucked. He was screwed. There was no way that this team was not going to work, and we all knew it from the jump. It was not going to work. You know what I'm saying? I knew straight up it was not going to work. Guarantee, knowing that Anthony Davis had been injured most of the year, and knowing Russell Westbrook and LeBron, the combination won't work out, and then LeBron got hurt, so it's like this team was completely fucked, and it was bad of all bad. But here's what also pissed me off about this whole situation. Russell Westbrook got backlash for this shit. He was the main blame for this whole entire situation what happened on July 21st of 2021. You know what I'm saying? Basically the whole entire season, you know what I'm saying, of that season. I remember people calling him Russell Westbrook and all this other type of shit that they were calling him and all this other type of stuff. And like, he got most of the blame for it. Meanwhile, LeBron just stayed back and washed his hand, don't even say a damn thing, and didn't even take blame for it. He was just going like silent mode when he was the main reason why Russell came there in the first place. He recruited and told Russell to come to the Lakers. And he asked Rob Pelinka to make the trade for him. And he did, and he lost a draft pick, and now he's biting him in the ass. So wonderful. Congratulations. You played yourself. So it was already bad. Now, the reason why I say this was because Jeanie Buss, she was the owner at the time. She's very pissed at the fact that LeBron was taking control of this whole entire fucking team out of nowhere with his clutch sports shit, right? And the next thing you know, they traded for Russell Westbrook, and the team ain't doing great. It's even causing more distance more distance between Jeanie Buss and LeBron James. She started hating, LeBron a bit more. But then there's more to this stuff. So after this whole entire shit went to bed with the whole Russell Westbrook season and the Lakers and all that, Jeanie privately ballistic about how she felt with his lack of accountability and the way James would shit the blame onto others after the Westbrook trade. The people said in the aftermath of Russell Westbrook trade, multiple people said that Jeanie privately muscled about not giving James a contract extension, and later that year, he even thinking about trading James with the Los Angeles Clippers, trading with the Los Angeles Clippers floating as a possibility. This was before James was receiving a no trade clause in July 2024 after signing a 2-year deal, $104 million contract. So this one right here shocked a lot of people right here. This is what everybody was majorly talking about. So basically, she got upset about how LeBron was not taking accountability, which he was not taking accountability. Let's be real. He wasn't taking accountability of what happened, despite him actually making the damn trade for Russell Westbrook. Him and Clutch Sports Rich Paul did the shit too as well, while having Anthony Davis join the whole thing. But mostly LeBron made the call to do all this. And this is not to hate towards LeBron and everything else. I have nothing but respect for the man, what he's done on and off the court. But I got to call as it is. There has been times with LeBron James, whenever he goes to an organization, he gets what he wants. And there's proof of it. You can't deny the proof at this point. So in 2022, in the aftermath of Russell Westbrook trade, I already said that shit. Oh, shit. Well, sorry. But anyways, besides that, though, so basically, Jeanie Buss was not happy that LeBron didn't take no accountability. And then they thought about actually trading LeBron to the LA Clippers. Possibly. It was like a possibility. And obviously, this is why before he received the contract extension, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously he was on the verge of getting a contract extension, after around 2022 as usual. They was thinking about not giving James a contract extension. And obviously he was still on his other contract, but they was debating on whether they want to make it like giving him a contract extension or not. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like a debate thing that was going on. So it was like, okay, give him a contract extension or whatever. Like they're not sure they want to. It was floating an option maybe about trading him to LA Clippers and all this. Now, I know you guys are probably wondering, and the comment section are probably just wondering, like, wait a second. If she had all this animosity about LeBron James and she wanted to trade LeBron James back in 2022, well, why did she trade LeBron James back in 2022 if that's how she truly feels? Well, the reason why she didn't is because she didn't want to, she didn't want the PR team to go on her back. She was afraid that the media would clown her for this, all type of stuff. So basically, she didn't want to do all that. That's why she decided to basically just straight up deal with LeBron stuff and gave him an extension of 2 years with a $4 million contract as usual. And yeah, she didn't want to deal with the whole media stuff. She didn't want to take the backlash or take the risk on trading for LeBron James, whatever. She didn't want to do all that, which I ain't gonna lie. LeBron James as a Clipper will be funny as hell, but at the same time be interesting. But I guess she decided to say no, all this, but she still gave him a 2 year contract and all that with no trade clause, which that's a bad thing, meaning that he can't get traded unless he wants to get traded. So it's like that's already bad enough, and it gets crazier from here. So this is the last piece of the article right here that sums up everything about this whole entire thing in general. So basically, I think it was last year, 2020, I think it was 2024, 2025, I'm not sure that when Bronny got drafted. This is second season, so last year, I'm assuming. So last year, 2025 as usual. And it says right here, and when the Lakers draft James, Bronny James, son with the second round pick, second round 55 pick in the 2024 draft. So almost 2 years ago. Damn, time goes by fast. So basically, around this time, around the 2024 draft, Jeanie privately remarked that James should be grateful for such a gesture, but she felt that he wasn't. People close to the team told ESPN that summer, as she discussed a new contract for James, Jeanie seemed more resigned to the fact that they had to do it, almost burglary, or accepting that they'll take a massive PR hit by not doing so. So basically, she felt so disrespected and not like ungrateful to for Bronny to not be picked by the Lakers. We all knew straight up that Bronny was going to Bronny announced that he was going to be like going into the 2024 draft, despite having a not so great of a freshman year in USC or whatever, you know what I'm saying, despite not having a fantastic, freshman year in USC. When he was in USC, he had a pretty bad cardiac arrest, basically almost like a heart attack, whatever you want to call it, that could have killed him. Like, it was really bad. He had to play halfway through the season in USC. It was very, 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 very bad. Like, it was bad of all bad. It was terrible of all terrible. Like, he had a cardiac arrest. It was very, 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 very terrible. Like, it was just scary to see, right? Well, not see, but it was scary to that it happened to him, right? And he went on halfway through the season at USC, I think averaging like 4 point or 3 point game, I'm not sure, in USC. So you are think that, okay, so he just got off a cardiac arrest. It was not that great, you know what I'm saying? He had a great freshman year. So you would think that he maybe will try for the second year. No, or maybe maybe he'll go into a transfer portal or anything else, or go back to USC, try for the second year, right? Well, unfortunately, he didn't do none of those things. He went to the NBA draft, the 2024 NBA draft, got selected in the second round with the 55 pick by the Los Angeles Lakers. And guess who's on the Los Angeles Lakers? LeBron James, his father. So obviously, Jeanie and I guess some of the people who drafted Bronny pulled the string to draft Bronny, because let's be real, no one was not going to pick Bronny under the Los Angeles Lakers. So I guess it makes sense for them. She felt like LeBron should be very grateful that he did this, and as he should, because any team would have picked up LeBron James. Now that would have been a different story. I'd be like, what the fuck? That's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Then that would be like, oh, I need to go to that team. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, like, I'll guarantee you, if Bronny James was on the other team right now, LeBron would want to go there too as well. So let's not beat around the bush. So obviously that happened, and while that was happening, Jeanie Buss was trying to discuss a contract for LeBron James to try to get it over with, get it done. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to do this because she doesn't want to take a PR hit or not get her, in a bad image, whatever, all this type of stuff. She didn't want to do all that. She wanted to basically get it done, get the contract done, so that way the PR won't take a hit or whatever, and all this other type of shit. So basically, that's where we got this from right here. So yeah, that's pretty much it on everything that all the debacle of the Bus family and how they started and how they saw the team, and then the tension between Jeanie Buss and LeBron and all that type of stuff. How much animosity that Jeanie Buss has against LeBron, how he's controlling the team with him and his clutch sports and everything. It's all nothing but bad rules of shit of all shit. It's just crazy, you know. And honestly, most of the stuff does go towards LeBron because LeBron, you know, obviously he has full control of the team. Him and Clutch Sports, and, you know, Rich Paul. They always bring in most of the people that's from Rich Paul into the Laker uniforms and all type of stuff to point the narratives. Doing all this stuff is beyond ridiculous. But also, Jeanie Buss is also responsible for this too as well. Number one, she wanted to go after number one. Her Los Angeles Lakers want to go after LeBron. She was the owner. She could have literally just had some type of way of not getting LeBron on the team, whatever. But instead, she let the whole thing ride out with Rich Paul and everything else. And she straight up decided to let this whole thing, let LeBron control all this shit and everything else, getting Bronny in and everything else, and cause a whole shit show in the Los Angeles Lakers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of some of the blame got to be taken towards Jeanie Buss because she could have done something. But instead, she allowed all of this debacle to happen. She allowed all the players who made that championship, who was a important part of that championship in the 2020 NBA championship. She allowed the people to be let go. The GM Robert Kulicka didn't want to do nothing about it. Keep the same players that won the championship go. She let LeBron control everything. So like she deserves some blame to this whole entire thing as well. But the family story too as well. I mean, that's kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You fire your own family member and all that. I mean, you know, if you ask me, it's kind of fucked up, man. This whole entire situation, honestly, like, it's beyond crazy if you ask me. Like, we all knew straight up, like, for the moment before LeBron James became a Los Angeles Lakers, we knew there was something odd about him, you know, getting certain players on the team and how him and his clutch sports able to get people on the team. And there's proof out there he's done this before. And it's not me hating on LeBron. It's just the truth. We see this numerous times that he have done this type of pull stunts that controls the teams in his scenario to get whatever fucking he wants to satisfy LeBron, to make it about him. It's been that way for a long time, and it's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way he goes about it. You know what I'm saying? And it just paints him in the bad light. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and Jeanie Buss allowed this shit to happen. You know what I'm saying? Um, and this goes back to the whole family situation. I feel like Jerry Buss was right. Maybe he probably should have sold the team before he passed, because I feel like this whole thing would have been out of the whole Buss family hands, and she wanted to get herself involved in this. But unfortunately, because she took part of this whole entire LeBron thing, and he was going to be there, she knew straight up he was going to be there before he became there. And now you see how he's controlling the whole narrative, controlling everything, how much on the team guides and everything else. It's pretty clear, you know what I'm saying, that she has some part of this whole entire thing too as well. So, and it's just LeBron, doing, something, that's bringing the team together and, quote unquote tampering and all that type of stuff. And Jeanie Buss also deciding, allowing to let LeBron do whatever he wants without taking control of it. And after all, this is her fucking, her fucking team. You know what I'm saying? She owned the team. She's an owner. But well, at the time she was an owner, but not anymore. So looking at this this information, man, this sucks. It's sad, but it sucks at the same time. And it's crazy that Jeanie Buss wanted LeBron gone for so long. I wonder why she didn't pull the trigger of actually letting LeBron get traded. That would be crazy. He had no trade clause. Why not? But unfortunately, I feel like the reason why she didn't do it because she was afraid. She knew straight up that she needed LeBron, because LeBron was that person that was going to lead you to a chip, and it's the truth. But also at the same time, I mean, well, I think that's the main reason right there. But it is what it is. So yeah, I mean, honestly, this whole situation is so fucking kind of sad. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, but like, it's not surprising to me that this whole entire thing happened because, I mean, no one give a damn. Not like no one gives a damn like about this whole type situation at first. You know, it was just all just oh LeBron wanted to control this and all that. Like we all knew was gonna happen. So yeah, like I said, my thoughts and opinions on this whole type of situation. Honestly, it's best for that the family of the Bus family just sell the team and be gone with. She did do that, but the way she did though, she did in the way that she benefited herself. Like that's straight up fucked up. But also the fact that she wanted to trade LeBron, it's absolutely insane. I would have loved to see she pull that trigger, but I guess she didn't want to because she knew LeBron was going to lead her to that finals and get that championship. So maybe it's a good thing she didn't do it. I guess so. But this is what happens if you bring LeBron on your team. He'll be a great player on the court and do all this. But when it comes to around the circle of the office, whatever, don't expect him to make certain changes that he wants to, get rid of certain people on the team or do whatever. Say time and time again, this has happened when LeBron does this type of stuff. So, but yeah, though, with that being said, though, I think that's pretty much it. I told you guys gonna be a random long ass random talk video as usual. So, I'm saying as usual as I talk about this whole entire situation. So, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I ain't got nothing to say with that. But that being said, saying thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about this whole entire situation right here with the Bus family. And then Jeanie Buss was actually potentially was going to trade LeBron before, during the 2022 and all this. I don't know, man. She thought about trading LeBron though, and this was like after the whole bubble thing when she was like. When she thought about trading LeBron before she even thought about doing the contract extension with him. So now I'm thinking about it, maybe you should probably do that. I mean, what else you got to lose? You mean team not doing good? You don't have the bubble team that back in 2020 anymore, and you're getting worse. You got Russell Westbrook and all. Like, this whole thing, yeah, it was a shit show from the start. So I don't know. But y'all let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about this whole entire situation and everything else. I ain't got nothing to say, man. Honestly, let me know, man. What your thoughts on the whole entire Jeanie Buss family, and of course, Jeanie Buss potentially thinking about trading LeBron to LA Clippers. That's crazy. But yeah, y'all let me know in the comment section down below about those things. So yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here. Think I watch this long random talk video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, take care. I'm out. Peace.